Hi, I'm Dave Getz from Magnificent Horses, and this is Ace, the horse that I personally ride. And have you ever been out and you were doing a lesson or just riding by yourself and you wished you had somebody there to video, but no one was there? Well, I got the perfect solution. It's called the OBSBOT PTZ Tail Air 2. Long name for a little camera, but it's a tracking camera. It uses AI, and it'll follow you around the arena. So I'm going to give you a little demo. I'm not going to show you every feature on it because I just want to show you the basics that will make it very simple for you to operate. And then if you want to explore more in depth, you can just kind of check it out on your own or look at some other videos that go more in depth. But this is just the basics to make it easy. Also, if you stick around till the end, I'm going to show you some settings that'll be very, very helpful. They'll be one-time settings for most of them, and they'll make your life a lot easier. So first of all, you get the OBSBOT app online and install it on your phone. And then when you open it, it will bring up the connection for the camera. You can either use Wi-Fi or cellular. Obviously for horseback riding, you're going to use cellular. So you tap on that and then you tap to join. And then I'm going to cut this a little bit short, but after several seconds, the monitor will come up and you'll be looking at something like this. So one of the real basic things is if you click on the little crop icon, now you can squeeze on your camera and make it zoom in like that. But you can see it's down too low on me. So if you move your finger, you have to move your finger as you touch the screen, but move it and just move that box up a little bit. And then now that's going to track me just like that. So as we get a little bit farther away on the arena, I won't be quite so far out from the camera. To start recording, you can do one of two things. You can click the record button on the screen, or you can hold up the OK sign and it'll start to record. So I'm back in the studio to narrate just a little bit, as this is some actual footage taken with the OBSBOT PTZ Tail Air 2. By the way, PTZ stands for Pan, Tilt, and Zoom. It's kind of interesting that as we see Ace's rear end, it still keeps tracking, and so it doesn't matter whether it's showing him from the front, side, or rear, it still keeps tracking on him okay. So there, I pick up the rising trot. And then as I get really close, it still keeps tracking okay. So it didn't seem to matter how far away or how close I was, the camera kept tracking okay. Here we get super close to the camera and it still keeps tracking okay as I get ready to pick up the canter. I do want to say that when I filmed a lesson with an instructor, and I have a complete video of that, but a couple of times the OBSBOT would lock onto the instructor. So if you're videoing a lesson, I would suggest setting up the camera so the instructor is behind it. And likewise, if you're in a lesson with other people, it will lock onto other horses, especially the horse that is the closest to the camera. So that's the one it tends to lock onto. Now that may be a good thing, like if you're an instructor or if you're someone who wants to share the video with another person or people who are riding with you, that might be good, but just be aware that that is a possibility. Well, now I'm going to take you back to the original narration when I was sitting atop Ace. And the first thing I'm going to show you, I forgot to say originally, but you will click the three dots at the lower left corner of the screen, and that will bring up what I'm about to show you next. This does both 4K and 1080p. If you do it in 1080p, it will, you can do 60 frames per second. And with that, you can do slow motion. You would have to have video editing software to do that, but you can do slow motion that way. If you're in 4K, you have your choice of either 24 frames per second or 30 frames, and I would recommend 30 frames per second. In spite of what you'll see on a lot of other camera type videos, they always tell you to do 24, but with horseback riding, you got a lot of movement and it will make it less choppy that way. Now the OBSBOT Tail Air 2 has some gestures you can use, and the first one is to make it track on you. So if you hold your hand up in a stop sign position, hold it out away from your body, and now you see the little green box around me, and it is going to track me. Now I'm going to zoom out just a little bit. I'm going to click the X, and now I want to show you a couple of other hand gestures you can use. One of them is the OK sign, and since we're already recording, that's going to stop recording. So here we go, OK. And if you ever want to move the gimbal up, down, left, right, if I push and hold on the screen, you'll feel a little vibration, and now you can manually move that up or down. There, I've got us pretty well centered again. And then if I hold up the stop sign, it will lock onto me again. I'm going to go over a jump or two and let you see how that works. Well, I'm going to put old Ace back in his stall, and then I will be right back out to show you some more features and settings on the OBSBOT PTZ Tail Air 2. So here we go. Okay, I have Ace put away, and I'm ready to show you a few more things that you might want to know when you purchase the OBSBOT Tail Air 2. And I have a link in the description where if you click on that link and purchase one, you will get 5% off. And it works out great for everybody because you get a discount and I get a small commission on each sale. So hopefully we can have you do that. Anyway, I have the Rode Wireless Go 2 hooked up to the OBSBOT, so you can hook up an external microphone, and that might come in handy if you have an instructor and you want to hear what she's saying. You could wirelessly mic her up, and then you can hear what she says during your lesson. If you're just riding by yourself, probably no need for that, but it's a nice feature to have. You can adjust the brightness, at least on iPhones. If I tap on this, brings up the little sun icon, and I was a little bit overexposed, and if wherever you tap, that's what it's going to expose for. So, and then you can put your finger on that little sun icon and adjust it up or down as you need it. So, I'll put it right about there. Well, right now I want to mention a few of the settings I told you about earlier in the video. These are like one-time settings typically, although some of them you may adjust back and forth. But anyway, I want to show you that if you click the three dots at the bottom of the screen, and then if you press gesture control, there's nothing really to set here. This just in case you ever forget what your gestures are, the three gestures you can use, this will show you. You can turn those off if you want, but I'm not sure why you would. So the stop sign is select target, the OK sign is record, and the symbol like they show for zoom, the first time you do that, it will zoom in, and then the next time you do it, it will zoom out, and it'll zoom as long as you're holding that symbol up. So we will go back, scroll down to face autofocus and face auto exposure. I recommend turning both of those on, and then you'll just leave those for good. And then for media settings, there are a few things in there. So you tap on media settings, and the frame rate, like I said, you want it to be at 30 frames per second. If you are shooting in 1080p, then you can do that to 60 seconds if you want to edit it later, but typically you would just be in 30 frames per second. The encoder you can just leave at H.264. Well, that's about it for how to operate the OBSBOT PTZ Tail Air 2. If you have any questions, please leave a comment and I will either answer them or get an answer for you. And remember, if you want to buy one of these and save 5%, just click the link in the description and it'll take you to their website and you can save 5% and I'll get a small commission, and it helps me keep making videos on my horse channel, Magnificent Horses. Thanks a lot. Bye.